2.5 more minutes. Thank you to everybody that is logged into the Nearpod. I have 11 of us in there. Nearpod into the Desmos. I see 11 of us in there. Two more minutes to finish up. Thank you. I have all 15 of us in there. Awesome job. 80 more seconds. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Montana, first person to get question 1 right. Shout out to Isis, Madison, Montana, correct on number 1. Okay, I'm going to give us 30 more seconds because I see that we're still waiting on a few of us to get to number 3. Okay, let's go ahead and review the do now. Number 1 is C. Number 2 is D. And number 3 is B. Awesome job. Go and check your work. And as a reminder, you should have your camera on and your face in frame. The only people that are clear to have their camera off are Isis and Janiqua, and Madison because she is in front of me. So those are the only 3 faces that do not need to be camera on. So just please make sure you're following through with that. So as we discussed yesterday, we went over political ideologies and what it means within an economic system. Today, we're going to examine more in depth the arguments about fiscal policy, specifically in regards to the minimum wage debate, which I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about, as there has been this really big recent push. It's been happening for a while, but there's been a recent push to up the minimum wage to $15 an hour. And so today we're going to try to understand each perspective as to why liberals tend to favor this and conservatives tend to not. So we are actually going to be watching a campaign video / information video from Andrew Yang, who is currently running for New York City mayor, I believe. And he is very, very popular amongst Democrats. and he is going to be discussing his idea of a universal basic income. So on Desmos, let me stop my pacing. On slide 3, there we go, we should be restricted to it. You guys are gonna have a place where you can take notes, and we're gonna take a minute to answer these 2 questions after watching the video. Is this argument for universal basic income, the freedom dividend, aligned with liberal ideology and the Democratic Party? And why do you think he ends this video with not left, not right, it's forward? So while you're watching, make sure you have these 2 questions in mind. There we go. Okay, and let me get my computer sound set up. So again, with those 2 questions in mind, we're gonna watch this. It's 1 minute long, and then we'll take a minute to reflect in Desmos.
I'm Andrew Yang, and I'm running for president as a Democrat in 2020. I'm not a politician, I'm a problem solver. I spent the last number of years helping to create thousands of American jobs in the Midwest and the South. And I'm running for president to help solve the problems that got Donald Trump elected in 2016. Namely, that we'd automated away 4 million manufacturing jobs. And what we did to the manufacturing jobs, we're about to do to the retail jobs, the call center jobs, the fast food jobs, the truck driving jobs, and on through the economy. And I'm running for president to help America transition through this time. My flagship proposal is the freedom dividend of $1,000 a month for every American adult starting at age 18. This would create millions of jobs, make our children and families stronger, and give all Americans a better chance to transition in the economy of the 21st century. It's not left, it's not right, it's forward.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Andrew Yang.
I'm going to go, since it's really short, I'm going to play it one more time just to make sure we catch all that information. If you caught everything, you can start responding to those notes in Desmos, but just in case anybody didn't catch it, we'll watch it one more time and then we'll have a minute to reflect.
And I'm running for president as a Democrat in 2020. I'm not a politician, I'm a problem solver. I spent the last number of years helping to create thousands of American jobs in the Midwest and the South. And I'm running for president to help solve the problems that got Donald Trump elected in 2016. Namely, that we'd automated away 4 million manufacturing jobs. And what we did to the manufacturing jobs, we're about to do to the retail jobs, the call center jobs, the fast food jobs, the truck driving jobs, and on through the economy. And I'm running for president to help America transition through this time. My flagship proposal is the freedom dividend of $1,000 a month for every American adult starting at age 18. This would create millions of jobs, make our children and families stronger, and give all Americans a better chance to transition in the economy of the 21st century. It's not left, it's not right, it's forward.
Okay, we will stop watching there, take 1 minute to respond into Desmos, and then we'll come back together for a review. Thank you, Isis, Madison, Erica, Ariana, Nyasia, Janiqua for getting started in your responses already. Thirty more seconds to finish responding. Okay, can I hear from Nyasia and then Yamani? You guys said something pretty similar.
I said he ends with this to express that his ideas aren't limited to one side or people, Democrat or Republican, but instead designed to help all of us improve.
I said it shows that he isn't basing his values on conservatives or liberals, but creating something new and moving forward.
Awesome. Great job, you guys. So we are going to be looking more into this and the relationship between basic incomes and the Democrat and Republican Party. So first, I want to frame the way that I have this structured in Desmos. As you know, we are trying this in government to see if it is a platform that works for us. Today, I tried having each document, having all of the documents on one slide. And tomorrow, I'm going to try to have them on different slides just to see what is more comfortable for you. So be sure to, if you have strong feelings about this one way or the other, please let me know if you prefer it all on one slide versus like one document per slide. I want to make sure that if we continue using Desmos, I've really enjoyed it so far, that I also make it as friendly for you guys as possible. So I am going to restrict us to slide 4 where all of the documents are. And as you read these documents, you have a space to leave an annotation, basically what is the key point or idea of that slot of that document. With this question, considering a $15 minimum wage, whose economic policies prioritize liberty? So based off of what you're reading, which political party is prioritizing liberty through their economic policies? So you are going to have, find my exemplar. You're gonna have 13 minutes to read all 5 of these documents. Please chat me if you have any questions or any concerns. 13 minutes, and then we'll come back together for discourse. Awesome. 10.5 minutes left, seeing some awesome annotations on document 1, especially from Montana, Nyasia, and Janiqua. Awesome work. You have 8 more minutes. Six and a half more minutes. You should be about halfway done with your annotations. I'm seeing some really great ones so far. Five more minutes. You should be on document 4. I'm seeing some really thorough and consistent annotations from Erin, Montana, Nyasia, and Janiqua into Desmos. Well done. 90 more seconds to finish up, and then we'll come back together to discuss as a group. Thirty more seconds to finish up. Great, let's go ahead and come back together and track Zoom. So utilizing the Zoom chat. Question. Using the Zoom chat, what is the conservative opinion about the $15 minimum wage? Take 1 minute in the Zoom chat. What is the conservative opinion about the $15 minimum wage? Thank you, Janiqua. Thank you, Imani. Thank you, Nyasia. Thank you, Madison. Thank you, Ariana. Thank you, Isis. Okay. Can I hear from Janiqua and then Madison? What is the conservatives' opinion about the $15 minimum wage?
I said that they don't like it because they think that it's going to become costlier, and the small businesses aren't going to be able to get bigger and stuff.
I agree. Can you turn it down? Sorry, I agree. And then in the document, it said that it would hurt small businesses that are already struggling and would do irreversible damage to the economy.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for that. Is it fair? So that's their disagreement with it. Do we agree with their disagreement? Is it a valid argument? Go ahead and share in the chat. Is it a valid argument and why? So again, in the Zoom chat, is their argument fair? Why or why not? Let me make sure my, okay, there we go. Just to make sure my question is clear, is the conservative disagreement with raising the minimum wage fair? Awesome, seeing some responses. Great. Can I have Janaya and then Ariana jump in? Is it fair?
I said somewhat because if they don't want the minimum wage, then it's gonna be helping the companies, but it won't be helping us.
I said no to like the point where Maddie said how there's businesses who that are small, so they would just like not help them. But I feel like despite that, not all businesses are like that, and I feel like there's people who live paycheck to paycheck, so this will be able to help them, and I feel like this can also help with like the whole poverty thing, at least a little bit. So yeah, I said no.
Mhm. Now, give me 1 second. Our main question for today is, if I can get it into the chat. Give me 1 second. So the main question for today is, where is it? So many screens open. The main question for today is, considering the $15 federal minimum wage, whose economic policies prioritize liberty? So again, whose economic policies provide liberty? Just as a reminder, the definition of liberty is the state of being free within society from oppressive restrictions imposed by authority on one's way of life, behavior, political views. I just put that definition in the chat. So I want us to take a full 2 minutes to respond to this question into the Zoom chat. Do not press send until I tell you you can do so. Identify a political party, whether it be Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, that answers this question. Whose economic policies prioritize liberty with that definition in mind? 2 minutes to draft into the Zoom chat. Do not press send until I tell you to do so. Fifteen more seconds to finish drafting, and then you can start sending. Okay. Go ahead and start sending your responses as soon as you are ready. Wow, so far I have one for each party. Interesting. I appreciate the variety though. 15 more seconds to finish sending your responses. Okay. Starting to lean towards one more, leaning towards one more than the other so far. Okay, so I just got, as I said at first, it was a little bit for each, but now we have the majority leaning towards libertarian. Why did you pick libertarian? I'll take 2 hands from people that chose libertarian. Why did you pick them? Great, we'll start with Isis and then Nyasha.
I picked libertarian because they want people to be able to have freedom over their own businesses, and they believe that if companies were just left alone by the government, then the economy will flourish. But yeah.
I agree. When we took notes on it, they were liberal on social issues and conservative on economic issues, and liberal on social issues that goes with one's way of life and behavior. Do what you want, it's your personal matter. And then with a conservative on economic issues, they think businesses should follow whatever they want to do because it's their personal business. So you shouldn't interfere. The government shouldn't interfere on either of those matters.
Mm-hmm. Erica, can you jump in with your response? And then Ariana, can you jump in with yours?
Well, now hearing those arguments, I can totally agree with libertarianism for the same reasons that I chose conservatives or Republicans, because they care more about less interference with the government, more independence, while Democrats care more about censoring things and ensuring equality.
I agree. And I also was on like, I said Democrats because they are more libertarian. Stuff like they're in favor of like civil liberties and protecting the rights of people, like over like the whole government type of thing, like government controlling businesses and stuff.
Interesting. So now I'm going to complicate things because that's what I do. And I'm going to send in the chat another definition for liberty. So like when you Google liberty and you get the top 2 definitions, the one I put earlier was the first. This is the second. Liberty, as the second definition, is the power or scope to act as one pleases. What is the relationship with this definition and a $15 minimum wage? Take 30 seconds to stop and jot or think to yourself, what is the relationship between this definition and a $15 minimum wage? Raise your hand once you think you have an idea. Great. Can I hear from Erica and then Nyasha?
I think on one hand, it applies to citizens with a $15 minimum wage because they'll be more provided for and hopefully be able to do what they want. I heard this one joke that with a $15 minimum wage, people like in the 1900s can finally survive. So we're not sure how much it can really help people now. But on the other hand, it takes liberty away from the business owner by enforcing and making sure they have to pay people this certain amount, as opposed to maybe having more workers with a smaller minimum wage.
It depends on which group you want to look for. Because if you're looking from the like what Erica said with the people, they give them more power to act as one please because you got more money, then you could do more things with that money. And if you look from the business standpoint, like Erica said also, they can't do what they want because the government is limiting their control on how to treat their workers and how much to pay their workers.
Mm-hmm. Awesome job today, you guys. We are going to go ahead and transition to the exit ticket. Do your best. I know that the shading is a little weird. Please chat me if you have any questions. And once you turn in the exit ticket and the class packet, you are free to go. For those of you that are an in-person student, I highly encourage you to come into school tomorrow/Thursday so that way you can get a hard copy of the February break homework and extra credit. The homework will take max 30 minutes if you guys just sit down and do it. That is going to be going live. The homework and extra credit is going to be going live throughout the week. I just didn't want to bog the feed down with it today before we were going to class, so just keep an eye out for that. And again, if you are signed up to be in person, I highly encourage you to come so that way you can get these 2 packets as hard copies. Go ahead and get started on the exit ticket. I see 11 of us are in there. Please reach out if you have any questions. And just do your best. You guys are doing awesome on this so far. Just saying, several of you have already answered the first question faster than I did. So really impressed with you guys. Awesome job so far. Isis, Erica, Kezia, Niasia, Malachi. Ooh, using keywords like entitlements. You guys are awesome. Awesome job in your responses so far, Kezia and Erica. I see that you turned in your class packets. Once you guys are good with your exit ticket, you guys are good to go. Net interest, I see a couple chats asking about net interest. Net interest is the amount that the government has to pay off every year because you have to pay interest on debt. Thank you, Ariana. You're free to go. Have a great day. Thank you, Janiqua. You're good to go. Have a great day. Bye, Nyasha. Have a great day. Just as a reminder, once you guys are done with the exit ticket, please turn in the assignment on Google Classroom so that way I can help track that. Thank you, Janaya. You're good to go. Thank you, Ziara. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you, Isis. Thank you, Madison. Thank you, Tisa. Montana, Malachi, Jamal, do any of you guys have any questions or are you just finishing up? Cool. Thank you, Malachi. Jamal, for the last question, what it's asking you is, how would a liberal approach to what he's seeing on the graph, like what would his solution be? And then what would a conservative solution be? Okay, Malachi, I'm gonna go ahead and end the Zoom call. Please email me or text me if you have any questions, okay? Okay, and I know that it's cold, but try to come to school tomorrow so I can get you these hard copies for over break, okay? Okay, see you tomorrow.